This is what I was worried about. However, it might be something that no one ever sees because it's going to be inside if I can get this to enclose the way I want it to. In which case, I just might not give a shit. If it's this one tiny corner, you know what I mean? Wait, is that? That's like jutting out the wrong way. Oh, cause see, it's coming off the angle. It's not coming off of the face of that thing. I have no idea how I'm gonna make that work. That'll be a fun one to try to figure out. That works. And then I enclose the top. Maybe I just don't worry about this. However, I don't know how all this is going to work together. This is going to be fun to try to figure this out. Yeah, see, this is going to be, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that. Because in terms of building a wall, huh? Because it's not going to want to place something right there because of that stairwell. I don't know how I'm going to make that work. It might not work. I think I might have got a little excited over something that's not going to work. Because it did, but you can actually see what it's doing right there. This stairwell right here is beneath. So it's actually not, if you can see what I'm talking about right there. That joining right there, it slid under it. So it worked, but not really. It's not connected there. It just managed to, like, slide underneath. I have no idea how I could make that work. Might be able to do like a rounded wall or something, but flip it around so that it's like on the other direction. Yeah, like this. How do I get that to work? That right there. That. Nah, but see, it's still gonna be in the way of, you know what I mean? It's gonna be underneath there. Yeah, we need like exactly tombs. We need half ceilings and like half walls, like half walls this way, half walls this way. Yeah, definitely. I could see there being a need for just more versions of things. Because I could make this work if I flipped it like this. And then I don't think I can flip it again to make it back, though, is the problem. Yeah, I have no idea how to make that work. Oh, hang on. It'll do it there. Ow! It'll almost... Come on now. There we go. I'm just playing around with stuff at this point. It's being really grumpy about stuff right now. It's like, you're not supposed to be building this way. It's trying to line up with all this other stuff. Come on now. I just had it a second. Come on up. No. There we go. There we go. Okay. But that still is going to come into an issue when I try to enclose that stairwell. And I don't know if there's going to be a creative way to hide it, is the thing. Yeah, because it's going to get blocked up at the top. And I don't know if I can fit a half wall. Oh, I can kind of fit a half wall up there, but there's still going to be... Oh, I might be able to make something. Might be able to make something work. Correct. This entire base is a private base, so we're just playing around with things to see if we can't get this to work. I know for a fact that's this. I'm probably not going to be able to build a structure off the top of this. You know, it may not work. It may not work, but you know, I got nothing but time. Because the reality is that if I can hide it... Oh, I used the wrong building blocks there. It's these ones. Because if you can hide it to where no one can see it... However, I can't. We don't have half walls for these, do we? No, we do not. I bet, from a purely outside perspective, let me go down here and take a peek at this from around the corner. I bet purely from the perspective of if I want to enclose the entire stairwell so that no one ever sees it from the outside, I bet I can make that work. What I'm going to have to do is we're going to have to, on right there, on that piece right there, if I want to do it this way, I would need to have the wall curve out again so that it's following the length of the wall and just enclose that entire stairwell all the way back to the end. Now it's going to have some empty space on the inside would be the only thing. Because there's no way for me to match these two structures up because they're on two different axes, if that makes sense, right? So there's no way for me to make these top and bottom pieces match. But from the end user's experience, which is the outside viewer who's never going to go inside, right? At least not for a while, until I can figure out how to make it all look together inside. I could literally bring this structure right here. Like we could do an angle wall. So I could come right here, I think. Let me get back up here. And I bet if we built... Let's just use this wall. Because look, I can place it in, like... Look at that. I can do that angle right there. I can do a right angle off of this. The question is getting it where I want it to do the angle. And then can I make the roof tiles match up? I bet if I do it with this I can. But I would want to do one more. Like... I'm just going to place a dummy wall here. Well, if I can't make that work, if I can't make this work, Barbarossa, it's going to be, I'll strip all this down and I'll literally just build it in line with the staircase. But I'm wanting to see if I can make this work first. Interface. God, this is such a finicky little piece of shiznizzle right here. There we go. Interface. And then I want to come here and tell it that I want to flip this around. I gotta get up on top of here. And then I want this to connect. No, come on now. It's not gonna want to let me do it from here. It's gonna be super finicky. That is what I need it to turn. That is what, that right there. That's what I wanted. No. That. Come on now. I know you're going to give me the angle that I want. I'm going to make this work. Ah! I just saw it a minute ago. This may be a less. I could have sworn I had it right there, but the question is, I don't know where it was connecting. That right there. That's what I want it to do. The problem is, it's only wanting to do it right there. If that makes sense. What I need it to do is come up and connect up here and do it at the top of this wall. I need it to connect right here, right there. I need it to do that thing right there, but up here. Because if I can get it to do this, then I can come out here and I can... Still not quite enough to encase it. Anyway. I have no idea how I'm going to make that work. There's got to be a way for me to extend it so that it goes down roughly along the angle. I may have to come out one more. And I want to use a different rounded wall here. I need to bring that out. So come on now. There we go. That right there. And now if I... then do that. And then do that. See, that comes over the top of that. That's not going to quite work the way I want it to do. I wish I could get that angle up here, but it's not going to give it to me because it's connecting to the front of the wall. I think this is going to be the same thing if I do it like this. Yeah. This is the corner part that I'm just going to have a really hard time with. Also, it's got some weird... gaps showing through the floor there, which I'm not a big fan of. And that's because we're building at weird angles to the way I constructed everything else. Oh, hang on. Did it just do what I wanted it to do? It did. Oh, it's kind of... the problem is we got that floor stuff happening. Because there's a gap at the floor now. Right there. Which I'm not a fan of how that... but it's because we're building everything at a weird angle that's coming out. Alright. I don't like any of this. It was an interesting experiment. But unfortunately, it's not... because I can't get it to line up with the outside of the wall either. And we're not going to be able to build it off the top of that. So That may not work the way I wanted it to. So I may have to do... There's something else I could do here, though. All is not lost. All is not lost. Hold tight. Okay. Where? Okay. Now, I know I could put a ladder in here somewhere. Where can I put the ladder? So if I put the ladder there, can I also bring it up another? I have no idea if this is going to work or not. See, everything, what I wanted to do was attach it to the stairs, but I don't think I can get it attached to the stairs unless I bring the stairs out one more. And I don't really want to bring the stairs out one more, if that makes sense. Yeah, see, that's a corner stair. What if I dropped a ladder? Connect to a structure. See, so the ladder has to be connected to a structure. It won't connect to stairs. So. Hang on now. What side of that? That's flipped the wrong way, though. I could totally drop a ladder through here. If I can figure out how to get that to flip around, I can drop a ladder through the roof here. And we can have a pentashield hatchway coming up, and then I can enclose all of this. It's not gonna be a perfect solution, but I could have a pentashield. So the ladder is the only thing that's open, and the rest is the pentashield. Like, ah! That's exactly what we're doing, DK. It's like this is like a D&D sheet, man. We're gonna make this work. It's like I don't like 12 strength. I think I have to flip the floor thing around, to be honest with you, because I think it's facing the wrong way. I can't see the floor angles. Okay, that's out. I think that's the way we'd have to go if we want the ladder to work on there, right? No, it's still wanting to put it on the inside. Why is that? I don't know how ladders work. I've never used the ladders. So it's putting the ladder... How is the ladder attaching? This is what I want to know. Okay, hang on. It went on the outside there. I may just have to turn around. Yes, I know I'm dehydrating. Oh, you know what I bet it is? I bet that roof tile is blocking me. Hold up. I'm dehydrated. Yeah, there's totally a way. The roof tile, there's a roof tile right here that it's catty corner to. That roof tile is blocking it from flipping. I guarantee that's what it is. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Okay. Is that centered? I can't tell if it's centered. Come on now. It's totally centered. Okay. All right, I made it work, and it's right next to a ledge. Oh, this is gonna work. This is gonna work great. Because look at this, it goes right down into a ledge. Oh my God! All right, now if we can get this to work, if we can get this to work, oh, if we can get this to work, this might work out. Okay, hang on. Let's climb that shit. I never use ladders. How come he's not climbing it? There he goes. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to pentashield that. I think I may have done a boo-boo with that one. Hang on, I may need to go look downstairs real quick. Is that a light? That's a light
Sector
one.
weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Make sure I don't screw that part of it up. Okay. Now, this is the only part that I can't fill in, but I could put a pentashield on it. I think this is a light one, right? 1, 2, 3, yes. So then I just pentashield this shit. I don't think I've ever done a horizontal pentashield before. Oh, it might be cranky about that being a... Oh, it might be cranky. I might have to do it from below. It might be like, no, you can't have a ladder going through a pentashield. Oh, I wonder if it's going to be cranky about not letting me have... Can you not have items going through a pentashield? Come on now. Oh no, I've got all excited for nothing. I don't think I can pentashield it. What if I pentashielded it and then dropped the ladder? You made me grumpy, damn it. Well, I could still hatchway this shit. That makes me grumpy about the ladder. Because it won't go through a... won't go through a pentashield. You can't put objects through a pentashield. Boo, says I. If I could figure out how to get this to connect to the bottom of these stairs, that would essentially allow me to put a front face on this, and then I could just put a hatch in here somewhere. Right now it's only wanting to connect to the blocks. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I need to wrap. I was only supposed to hop on for an hour, and I'm 2.5 hours in, trying to make this work. And I am gonna make that work eventually. I'm gonna figure that out. I'm happy with the progress we made, but I've gotta figure out how to. There's a storm coming in, and I don't want to get hit by the storm right now. Tomorrow morning, we'll be starting Death Stranding 2 bright and early, assuming no storms and power outages and everything else. My alarm is for 4. If I wake up earlier than that, we'll start earlier than that, but otherwise we should be going at about 4:30 in the morning Central Time, which is our normal start time. Death Stranding 2, and from here on out, Dune Awakening is going to be in the afternoons for a couple hours, so I'll see whoever's here for Dune Awakening and only Dune Awakening. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Losing my voice here. And for everything else, daily streams on YouTube and Twitch. See you guys later.